Hi, and welcome to City Beat. I'm Beej, your host, Recreation Coordinator with Lewiston Parks and Recreation. And today on City Beat, our guest, Dominic Ponozzo, Information Systems Manager. Good morning. How are you?
Good, Beej. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me here on City Beat.
Absolutely. So there is a pretty big software project going on with the City of Lewiston. Can you tell me what that is?
Yes, it's been an ongoing project since, 2011 officially. City Council approved an ERP system to be installed. We went through quite a process. We selected a company called Tyler Technologies and their software, Munis.
Can you talk a little bit about what an ERP is?
ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. It's a very broad term, kind of like automobile. It scopes over the systems and everything that's necessary to manage a lot of resources throughout an organization. The resources are not always financial, so it does tie back to financial systems often, but it's resources everything from our general accounting to our fleet maintenance. An ERP's goal is to bring everything under one system. What often happens in large organizations is you get data silos. And imagine a grain silo or a group of grain silos where you have tall towers that are isolated from each other. Data silos are the same thing. You get departments or organizations that, doing their best to manage their needs and their data, they build a system that suits their needs but isn't shared amongst others. So these silos don't really go well with collaboration and sharing. It often doesn't let the top leaders and planners get a full picture of the data because the silos have some security in between them. What we find in technology often is these data silos are accidental. A department has a goal. They buy the best technology they can to match and meet that goal, but then it doesn't integrate with the rest of the system. Probably one of our better examples in the city of a big silo is our building permitting system. A great system for our building department does not integrate with a financial system. So it creates a lot of manual labor, a lot of hard work by employees to make sure those systems meet and balance. So the goal of this ERP is to bring these together into one system, make it more efficient, make that data more readily available to the decision makers.
Sounds really big.
It's very big. We're very lucky that our City Council understood and appreciated the scope and the size and the importance of an ERP system when we went to it. And therefore, we were allowed to do a lot of different components. Instead of just doing a very small system that maybe would have brought one or two of our data silos together and still had many out there, we're going to bring most of our data silos together under this new ERP system. And I have a whole list of things that it includes: general accounting, budget, accounts payable, accounts receivable, fixed assets, general billing, inventory, project and grant accounting, purchasing, cashiering, treasury management, applicant tracking, employee expense reimbursement management, human resource management, payroll, business licensing, GIS integration, building permits, code enforcement, fleet and facilities management, animal licensing, parking tickets, utility billing, and probably the most exciting from my standpoint, and I hope for the citizens, we'll be bringing up a self-service portal. So if you have accounts with the city, for example, our utility billing customers, you'll be able to log in online, review your bills, and pay your bills online. That's very much lacking in many of our areas of the city. Is we have a website that offers great information, but it doesn't offer personal information on your accounts or your ability to interact with them and maybe make some payments online. Another way to look at this is how big is it is what is it not? It's not everything, it's not all inclusive. The ERP system is not new desktop PCs on employees' desks. It's not new Microsoft Office suite software. It's not printers and other peripherals throughout the city. Those components are hugely important to every system. They're something my team manages on a day-to-day basis, but they are not included in this system. They're beside it.
So how long will this system take to put in place?
Great question. It's quite a project. It's a multi-year project. It's taken a lot of sacrifice from our employees internally. What we have done to try to minimize the costs is make it the duties of regular employees to go above and beyond to help us implement this software. We're bringing trainers in from the company, so we know what to do. They help us set it up, but the workload's really on internal staff. We started this multi-year project in 2011. We were slated to conclude it in 2013. Very potentially will bleed over into 2014. We've gone live with many components in 2012. It's been very successful. Those components included general accounting, purchasing, payroll. We have some of our more public-facing components going live this year, and that's the utility billing, the building permitting, business licensing. Those things will be more citizen-facing, so as much help as it's been internal already, the citizens are really going to start to see this in 2013 and beyond. Initially, our go-live focus for these modules in this ERP has been the replacement of our old data silos, if you will, our old systems. But the new software has a lot of features that we never had before. So we'll go live with the basic, let's replace what we had with the new integrated ERP. And for years to come, we're going to keep turning on new features. So as exciting as the utility billing and the public interface will be in 2013, I expect it to get better in 2014, 15, and beyond.
Good. That's really good. How was it decided that this full ERP was needed?
Back in 2009, we established several issues and concerns with our basic financial system. We were having some reliability concerns, some support issues, just a number of issues that we were bothered about the long-term longevity of that system. So we went to the provider. We talked with them for more than a year, including bringing the vice president of the company on site to tour around and look at our facilities, go over our concerns, look at our options. And they came to the conclusion that to meet our needs and solve the issues we had, that we had to change products. They had a new product line in their own company that they offered for us and said, hey, we'll help you go this direction, but at quite a substantial cost. Instead of just leaping into that, we decided let's take a step back, let's look at what the marketplace has to offer and what type of costs are associated. So in 2010, we did an RFI, a request for information. A formal process where we go out and we ask the companies, what do you have to offer, how would it meet our needs, and what type of costs are associated. From that, we scaled it, took it to the city manager, city council for discussion. They liked what they saw and said continue on. So in 2010 and into 2011, we had the request for a proposal process, which is a formal process of which we can award a contract at the end. We had 13 people from all different departments on that RFP panel. It wasn't just a business analyst and it wasn't just an IT person making a decision. This was really across all departments, and I felt really good being part of that process, but not the person that was finalizing and making the process. I like IT, I'm biased to IT, we make good decisions, but not always the best for every department. So we had a great cut throughout the whole city representing. And what we had stated with that RFP, we had to replace the broken stuff. The stuff we were concerned about had to be replaced, but the system also had to scope into a full ERP long term. With that, we were able to negotiate an exceptionally good contract. We made a selection. It was Tyler Technologies in Munis based on the finance replacement. We negotiated a contract with them that gave us an incredible deal if we got the whole package. We took it to council and they accepted. Very grateful for that, and it will pay dividends for quite some time.
Absolutely. What kind of, within that contract, and what kind of support has Tyler given you as IS or IT manager?
They're great. They have a full support staff. They have developers, engineers, sales staff in a main office is their main location, but throughout the rest of the states as well. We can call them, we can support online incidents. Right now through implementation, we have consultants coming on site about every other week. So they physically send someone to the city, they spend 3 days, we go through topics related to the specific module, a lot of setup, implementation, discussion of how we go from where we're at to where they want us to be. training our end users. So almost 180 days of their staff time will be spent in the city of Lewiston getting us up to speed for setup and implementation.
Oh, that's pretty significant, really.
Huge.
How long do you see this system lasting, or how long do you see this a part of City of Lewiston?
There is no end date, and that's the beautiful part. This really could last decades. We pay annual support after we're implemented and live. Every year we will pay support to Tyler, and that gives us what they call perpetual upgrades. So anything new and improved that they develop, any new releases of the software, any updates to the system, we have all under that contract. So we should always be up to date. We shouldn't fall into a zone where we're just old technology, we're too far behind, we're not able to meet the expectations of staff or citizens. That shouldn't happen anymore. Tyler is a leader in the municipal market. This is all they do. They do public entities and schools. They've been a leader for quite some time, and they're a leader today. We don't see that changing. As long as they're a leader and we're up on our annual maintenance, we're going to have a very long-term engagement. At minimum, I would expect 10 years. I would say 15 to 20 years is realistic. Tyler Technologies and their Munis software have customers that have been 15, 20 years with them. So it's not unheard of to have a very long-term engagement.
It sounds very beneficial for us as city employees and for the citizens of Lewiston as well. A quick shift from Munis, but to IS itself. Can you just talk a little bit about what Information Systems does for the city of Lewiston?
Correct. Yeah, we're a small team that does a lot. We are in every department. Our major goal is to support the networks and the phones and the PCs and the general business software on all the desktops through every department. And one of the things I've learned in the 4 years I've been here with the city is we're a full-service city. We may think we're a small town in Idaho, but as a city, we cover all the major services from public safety and EMS and fire to library to parks and rec to development and licensing and public works and street maintenance. We have our own fleet maintenance division. We do our internal accounting, HR, purchasing. When we do everything a large city does, just at a smaller scale. That's an exciting challenge for myself and my team because we have to be flexible to meet all those needs of all those departments. We recently took over management of the phone systems, and so we're looking at that to do a major upgrade hopefully soon. A lot of efficiencies to be gained in that system by bringing it up to a more modern system. And we're even trying to tackle the website, although that's on our list of to-dos. We have some bigger phone and Munis projects, but you know, the citizens interacting with the web and getting information from us is huge. The more information they have, the more informed the citizens can be, the easier we make it to access, the less staff time that we have to augment internal to make that happen.
Yeah, and I can attest that your team is top-notch. Any phone call or request that I have or our department has, it's met fluidly, you know, with Terry or Dave or Dustin or you or whoever, any of you guys. So I want to thank you. Yeah, you guys do a really good job.
They work very hard, and we keep working hard, and we're going to work harder into the future.
Good, awesome. Is there anything before we end the segment? Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
You know, circling back a little bit to the Munis project. I want to thank some very dedicated employees. In this last year, we've had a number of salaried employees, meaning when they're working the nights, weekends, holidays, there is no extra pay, there is no overtime. And I'll say throughout 2012, most Saturdays, most Sundays, many holidays, if you went to City Hall, you would see 4 or 5 vehicles outside working as part of this project and others to keep things going, to keep costs down and to keep the city running efficient. I'm very thankful to be part of that team, and I think the citizens need to appreciate those employees that are working really hard for them. There's a great group down there.
There is, and again, I can attest to all that. That our staff is pretty amazing as a city. So I think all of us as a staff take our job serious, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So I just want to thank you so much for being here on City Beat today. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I appreciate getting to speak. In IT, we're often underground and not seen, and that's perfect, but it's nice to speak about some of the big projects and the good things we're doing.
Absolutely. So thank you, Dominic. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
On behalf of everyone here and our guest, Dominic Ponozzo, we will see you next time on City Beat.